Carey Morton grew up in Piedmont, roaming the woods, canoeing down the Saluda, and exploring the old mill buildings of the once mighty textile town. Now the accomplished sculptor has been tapped to create a piece of public art that not only captures the history of the community, but also serves as a catalyst for its renewal.
I feel like art has a unique position to sort of promote change in old communities like this, in that, you know, you can find a way to creatively unify people through a piece of work that sort of transcends any kind of like language barriers or things like that. And I think when art kind of starts that progression, you find that a lot of other aspects of the town tend to follow. And I'd love to see, you know, my hometown grow.
A once thriving community, Piedmont had 4 mills, 3 on the Greenville County side of the Saluda River and 1 on the Anderson County side. Piedmont Manufacturing Company was the largest mill in the United States prior to 1900, and it was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1978 because of its importance to mill history of the South. But a decline in the U.S. textile production in the early to mid-80s caused the consolidation of many upstate mills and the closing of many more, including Piedmont. In 1983, less than 5 years after being named a National Historic Landmark, the vacant mill along the Saluda was destroyed by fire. Dr. Ann Payton of Piedmont Historical Preservation Society and the Greenville County Historic Preservation Commission has been planting seeds for Piedmont's rediscovery for some time. Plans for a monumental sculpture for remembrance and renewal moved to the forefront when the town's historic footbridge across the Saluda was washed away during the flooding earlier this year. Built in 1888, the walking bridge was built over Piedmont Dam for easy access between mills on either side of the Saluda. Payton applied to have the footbridge added to the list of the top 10 most endangered historic resources in the state, but with preservation of the footbridge off the table, it was decided to incorporate steel from the old structure into a 15-foot sculpture overlooking the town. That's where Morton comes in.
Heavily based in steel, metal, blacksmithing, that's sort of my go-to.
He then went on to earn undergraduate and graduate degrees in fine arts from Winthrop University and Clemson University. His resume includes numerous exhibitions, awards, and commissioned works, and he was an adjunct professor at the College of Charleston until earlier this year.
It was time to come back and sort of build a home and try to revitalize the community.
Morton's design ideas for the Piedmont sculpture are largely influenced by the mill and its influence on the community. Imagery from the river and the area's wildlife also will play a part. Recycled materials from the mill buildings, the footbridge, and driftwood from the river all will be used. And an old steam pipe built across the river about the same time as the footbridge will soon be dismantled, with steel from the structure also used in the sculpture.
Putting these found materials, you know, adds another layer of the historical component that the piece is meant to represent. So the sculpture will be, you know, symbolic of all of these things, but it will physically have material that is historical.
And as a native son, Morton says he wants to create a piece of public art that the community believes belongs to them.
I want the community to be involved. I want the piece to represent things that feels like home for everyone that's here. But also functions as sort of a beacon and a monument for those who might want to visit and learn about the history of the town. For me, the excitement is just in the process, right? I'm just excited to make it. I'm really, you know, honored and excited that, you know, this is my hometown, and having the opportunity to build something that represents, you know, new growth in the community is just, again, I'm just thankful for that, very honored to have that opportunity.
For Living Upstate, I'm Jamarcus Gaston.